Listen, y'all, I think we may be in for a treat with this new cast, these new counselors, and just the way that the show is being shot as a whole over here on Married at First Sight. All right, we about to get into it, so make sure you're liking up the video, subscribing to the channel. Let's get into it.
How we get up, just call back, right back. We can spend, then get it right back, man. She just gotta worry all of that, so that's why I bought.
All right, y'all. We have to talk about the show real quick. I got a few, notes that I'm going to get into, but understand that I am reviewing this as I go. So I am still in the process of watching this first episode of Married at First Sight. But first of all, we're introduced to a young lady named Marissa, who's 30. She's a program manager. She goes into this space where there are other ladies that are a part of the show. They're doing their little bachelorette party or whatnot. So she gets to meet the rest of the cast. The rest of the cast is Nikki, who's 46. She's an HR leader. We have Tori, who's 32. She's a senior marketing manager. You have Belle Jolie, I guess that's how you say her name. She's 28. She's a singer. You also have Courtney, who's 28. She's a program manager, and there may be one more person that I did not mention, and once we get to her, we'll discuss her. Okay, but speaking of Courtney, she says throughout life she felt like she's always had to be perfect at everything. That's something that she mentioned, and I was like, okay, because she talks about being a bodybuilder. Her parents was a bodybuilder. She is a bodybuilder, and she was always having to be perfect, right? I was like, who would be the person she's coupled up with? Could it possibly be Adam? And then the more I thought about it, I don't think I want her with Adam, child, because Adam seems like he keep bringing up this word discipline, honey, and it's making me think, you know what, Adam? You might be too damn hard on her too. I don't know. But as we speak on the guys, let's get into it. We meet this guy named Felipe. He's 29. He's a restaurant manager or owner, whichever one. But he says he wasn't always this attractive and he got his teeth done, right, to become more attractive. He got Accutane. He also started working out. And after doing all of this and changing himself, he says he learned that women are just as shallow as men are. I mean, of course, right? Then he says that he's always getting hit on nonstop. This is where we see where Felipe coming in with all these damn jokes that he constantly getting hit on all the time. He says that he likes to work, but he also likes to party. I like to work hard, but I also like to party. I said, oh yeah, you won't be taken serious at all. I'm so sorry, baby. No, you won't. He says he's been single for 4 years, but he also dates a lot. And I'm like, and you're coming on this show, it's giving wasting people's time. I don't know about y'all, but Felipe for me is giving not fully ready to enter into a marriage. I would not be surprised if, as this show comes to an end, a young lady comes out because she was just dating him prior to him coming onto the show. Like, I just want to be surprised. Okay. Either way, he talks about how he brings ladies to his job. Y'all gotta let me know y'all thoughts about this. I understand, like, okay, you bring the ladies to your job. That's when you was just dating women, right? Has any of them ever bumped heads? Have you had two women there at one time before? Like, I don't know, more questions. He's asking the guys if they've ever cheated, and they're like, no. He said he cheated once, but he didn't remember cheating until it was brought up to him 2 years later. I said, baby, again, cannot and will not be taken serious. On top of the fact that he just talks too damn much. Not gonna hold you. Now, the other guys that are there that he's chatting with is Sean, who's 48. He's a college administrator. You have Devin, who's 27, a pro rugby player. You have Mecca, who's 28, a sanitation worker. He said he cleans porta potties. We appreciate you, sir, and your services. Okay. Nikki, because everybody's not gonna do that type of job. But if you're gonna get out there, do what you do, hey, to get your money. Nick, who's 31, he's a product manager. Adam is 31, he's a data analyst. And Adam is the one that I was thinking could be paired up with Courtney, but it looks like that's not going to be the case. All right. However, he works from home, right? He says he lives out of a cabin. He's always on the jet skis. He got a car, but he don't really drive it because he stayed taking the jet skis into the city, it seems. Okay. Um, he also talks about being an adrenaline junkie. He says that he's had relationships with girls back in the days, I guess, where they just really wanted to focus on partying and they weren't really focused on being disciplined. So that was a part of the issue within the relationship. And he says, again, this word discipline more than once. And I need to understand what he means. What does that look like to you? What is the real issue with you and the women that you are in relationships with? Okay. I can't wait to see how that shows up. When I hear that discipline, I don't know, something about it. It could be a good thing that your partner wants you to, I guess, focus on whatever your goals are, but then also it just gives that he may be a very anal individual. He may be one that's very nitpicky at every little thing that you do type thing. And he a data analyst, like I don't know. He might analyze it too much. But either way, looking forward to seeing how this is going to play a part with him. He also gives overachiever too. Some of that gives, like, I'm doing very well for myself. I don't have any financial issues, which is awesome. Okay. He's been set for about 6 or 7 years in his career. Okay. He got a house, he got these jet skis. Like, he doing it for himself at his age. And I think that's awesome. But I just wonder, I don't think it's a bad thing though. I don't think the qualities that Adam possess is a bad thing, but I definitely wonder how it's going to measure up against the person he in a relationship with, that he's going to be married to. Okay? So let me get over here, honey. Let me tune in a little bit more to see exactly who the counselors are trying to pair him up with, and I'll be right on back. Like up this video, boo. Y'all, Adam is visited by the counselor. I don't know his name at this time, but I am going to learn his name before it's all said and done. But he's visited by the counselor along with his homeboys right over there at the house. And so he asked Adam, when was the last time a girl has been like, this a nice bachelor pad and stuff you got going on, but when's the last time you had a chick over here? And this man said, a female? I said, oh. I understand that that is how it's labeled on documentation, male, female, but it's something about when a man says female. I don't really like it. I don't really like it. And it's so funny because, you know, he might be not knocking on the door of a piece of a red um pill. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if he is or he isn't. Based on what you guys have told me about red pill and all of this stuff, honey, the way y'all was trying to put that label over there on KC, and I don't really think it fit, but it could over here, but he got to show me a little more. I don't know. But like I told y'all, the discipline term for me, he does give overachiever, which is totally fine. You have a lot of women that are overachievers as well. And then the female is discipline. I got my eye on you, Adam. I got my eye on you, baby. Some ain't it, and we gonna see. Ooh, baby, I'm here for Married at First Sight, baby. I'm here for this new version in my personal of Married at First Sight. I love the color gradient. I like how it's being shot. This man is going to meet with Adam and his friends right out the gate, right? He asking Adam about a woman being at the house. Adam was like, I had a lady over here like the other day. I ain't even gonna hold you. So he was like, okay. So how long have you seen her? He was like, I mean, we probably been on like 5 days. And he was like, well, I'm sure she want a sixth date. While you over here running your mouth, I'm sure she wants to get another date, but you done brought your ass down here to Married at First Sight, knowing you had been dating this girl quite a few times. So he pulls Adam to the side, honey, and he tells Adam, I'm trying to test your seriousness. I said, I know that's a motherfucker. I know that's right. Because Adam getting a hard side eye from me, baby. Okay? So he says to Adam, get your phone. I- d- get your phone. Call her. Her and tell her it's done. It's done. It's of no more. I'm finna get married. I said, I know that's mother right. Get down to the nitty gritty of it and what's the hell going on. I like this kind of carrying on here. I'll be back. Baby, listen, I feel so bad for even referring to this man as a damn counselor or whatever. I don't know what he goes by. I don't know if that's an issue or not. But knowing that he is Dr. Paul Bronson, okay, put respect on the name with the doctor in front of it, baby. I'm so here for it. He made Adam call that girl on the phone. Adam got that girl on the phone. First of all, Adam wasn't even trying to get the girl on the phone, y'all. Adam was over there like, it ain't even that deep. It's no, but it ain't that serious though. But you doing too much though. That's the problem. I'm screaming. Adam was not trying to call that young lady. But he had to get him on the phone. Okay, get her on the phone so that we can talk about some things and let her know what's going on. So he said, hey, just want to let you know, I applied, it's the craziest thing. I applied for this show called Married at First Sight. And with me applying to this show, I may get paired with somebody. So because of that, I can't talk to you anymore, but I want you to know that I had an awesome time with you, yada, 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 whoop de whoop. She said, is this a joke? He said, no, it ain't no joke. No, it's dead ass. And she was like, oh, he was like, I'm sorry. She said, yeah, you should be. I gotta go. And hung up on his ass. I said, oh, He was like, damn, she not happy. So Dr. Brunson, like, well, you know what that mean, right? He was like, yeah, she really liked me. Okay. He said, I mean, I was pursuing her or whatever, but she really don't like animals. And because she don't like animals and I want all these animals, I'm realizing that, she can't be my wife. Like, that ain't my wife. Stop lying. You just like to play games. That's what's going on, Mr. Discipline. You want to talk about other women being disciplined and whatever they trying to do, but you ain't even disciplined enough to buckle it down. You over here gotta find all this extra shit. She may not have liked animals, but let me tell you something. If she really was into you, she would have been open to accepting animals, even if it was just one. And then make her way to two. Okay. It be like that sometimes. So you are the problem, sir, right out the gate. And I'm so glad that Dr. Bronson clocked him and he was like, oh, I see. You got it. You're very controlled, right? And you have an issue with being direct, which means that he be giving fuck shit out that mouth, honey. But shout out to Dr. Brunson for clocking it, y'all. I don't know. Y'all gonna have to watch Married at First Sight with me because this is good the first few minutes in, and I'm liking how this is going. So it appears that Adam and Marissa will be the ones that will be getting married at first sight, right? And Marissa is not really an animal person. I believe she said she was allergic to cats, but she said for the right guy, she'll take an allergy pill. But I thought it was interesting that Dr. Brunson had told Adam, like, oh, and she's a cat person. And it's like, that girl, like, she didn't say she was a cat person. She said for the right person, she'll take a damn allergy pill. So it sounds like she's allergic to the damn cats, but okay. Either way, Marissa does open up about her relationship with her family, more so specifically her dad. She does get emotional when she's talking about, walking down the aisle and whether he's going to be there, whether he's not going to be there. I don't think he will be there because of the strained relationship that they have or whatnot. And then Adam, on the flip side, Adam is saying that, if his girl was not close to her family, he said it'll be okay with him because he feels like they'll make their own family together. That's what he says. Because again, one thing about Adam, he about know how to say all the right things. Okay. Now, they do look good together. I'm not gonna hold you when they put them pictures up side by side. I said, now wait a minute now. Okay, now they might do a little something. But either way, their goal is to kind of open Adam up some. So they want Marissa, who's a very open and honest person, to, be paired with him in an effort to, I guess, help open him up. So we'll see how that's going to, play out. But when it gets time for the wedding, right at the top of it, Adam over here talking about how, oh, I hope she likes the lake and like jet skiing and this and that. And, I got a whole pickleball training ready for her after the honeymoon and da-da-da. And I'm like, slow your roll. Slow your roll. I kind of feel away. He's talking about all the things that he wants to do, but I'm making Adam the villain right out the gate, child. Let me slow down. But listen, I just didn't like that he was talking about all this stuff that he wants to do. He wants to do. And it's like, well, what about the stuff she may have lined up for y'all? Are you going to be open as much as you want her to get on the water, get on the jet skis, live in a damn cabin on a lake or whatever, play pickleball? Are you going to be just as open when it's time for her to bring you into her world just a bit? You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. We're going to see. I feel like part of Adam's situation is that women get tired of him wanting what he wants and not really giving them what it is that they want. But we'll have to see how that's gonna play out, y'all. So we get to the wedding, right? Well, the wedding ain't even start yet. But understand, Adam's parents will not be in attendance because they already got a trip that they planning on going on. But the sister and the grandma like, I ain't with this fuck shit. You over here marrying a stranger? Yeah, we not showing up for that. Okay, but his homeboys did. Now, Adam gives Marissa a gift, and I think it was like keys to a jet ski or something like that with some goggles. He gave her some red lanyard thing, and she gives him a journal because she likes to read and she wants them to be able to write their own story, right? She wants an adventurous type of love or relationship or whatever. And he's like, okay, this is cute. I like to do all those things, but I'm hoping that there is something that's a bit physical in it as well for us, right? So then he says that he wants her to be involved in physical activities or something like that. So the friend was like, well, what if, she isn't an athlete? And he says, well, I've trained a lot of athletes in my day or whatever. Therefore, in my personal meaning, he gonna convert her into being an athlete. So we shall see if that's gonna actually work out, honey. All right, y'all. So Felipe has got an issue with hanging out too damn much, like I mentioned earlier on. Okay, he in there chatting with Dr. Brunson. Dr. Brunson was like, okay, so when was the like before you came to this meeting with me? What time did you get in? He said 4 a.m. He was like, did you take a bath? He was like, yeah, I took a bath. Okay. Now, later on, he goes to his restaurant. He sees him. He said, listen, I got to talk with you. Okay. Let me tell you what my issues are with you. He was like, what's your issue? He said, the issue is that you were late. You have an issue with timing. You have an issue with being late. You were late to 2 of our meetings. Why? He said, because he was out partying. What the hell? Are you okay? Is you okay? So Felipe says, I think the doctor asked him, like, well, how are you gonna be able to stop this? Like, are you gonna stop? Like, how are you gonna do this? Okay. And he says, I know how to get the job done. I used to work in Microsoft or whatever the case was, you know what I'm saying? So I know how to get the job done at the end of the time. At the end of the day. So then he never said when Dr. Bronson asked him, how are you going to give up this partying life? Felipe never said he was going to give it up. But what he did say is that me and my wife will figure out what's going to work for us. And if it's a situation where, oh, we're having some serious plans the next day, or I got to go meet her mama or something like that, then based on that, we'll make arrangements and I won't be out all night. And I'm just like, Felipe, baby, I don't know no woman that's gonna want her man out every day, period. Like, what? This should be very interesting because I think that's going to end up being some sort of conflict. I don't know, but we're going to see. And Felipe, you given that you peaked a little late, and because you peaked a little late, you out here still trying to sow some royal oats or something like that. I don't know what you got, but good luck. Okay. Now, we see Felipe's sister. When I tell you she looked just like Tori, honestly, without the lip filler, they look similar. Y'all let me know your thoughts about that. And when I say Tori had that wedding dress on, baby, gorgeous, stunning in my personal. Tori looked stunning. I said, girl, whoever did this makeup is eating it. Okay. I love a little classic bride look. Love when it's giving like real classic, not a whole lot going on with the fabric, the attire, not doing too much, like just subtle, gorgeous, so the face can pop out a bit more. Okay. Miss Ma'am did that. Good job. All right, y'all. Now it's time for Belle and Mecca. All right. So, of course, y'all know Belle is like a musical artist. She's a makeup artist, amongst other things that she do. Right. And it's interesting because it seems like Mecca does the same thing. Like, of course, he's a sanitation worker, but he also has these other things that he's into. So I see why they would want to mesh the two of them together. Right. So her deal breakers are no ambition, no drive, not romantic, poor hygiene, which is very interesting. Right. Because on the flip side, Mecca was talking about how there was a girl he dated that felt like his job was throwing off her pH balance. Like whatever he does for work was probably throwing off her pH balance. And I'm like, girl, where is you cleaning properly down there, Mecca? Or was you over there doing something you had no business? Anyway, honey, good luck to the people. All right. So she talks about how she's not as close with her dad. She didn't have a relationship with her dad growing up, and she still doesn't till this day, which is interesting because he has mommy issues. Well, I'm not going to say he has mommy issues, but what I will say is when he was younger, his mom abandoned him, right? His mom left him. So then it was his dad and his stepmom. Then the dad and stepmom separated. The stepmama took his other two siblings, and it left him very vulnerable because he knew he was going to be by himself. He used to always go to those two individuals, his siblings. So I don't know if he went with his dad or what happened. I guess he went with his dad, but still he didn't have those siblings anymore. And one thing that both of them said in their confessional, or at least their sit down with the therapist, they both said that they're lover. I'm a lover girl at heart. I'm a lover boy at heart. I love that. Like I don't know if this is gonna be true, but I'm hoping they are very compatible. We shall see. It's given they may be the most compatible, but I don't know. We're gonna have to wait and see how this goes. He talks about how he used to be embarrassed to tell people what he did for a living. I don't know why. I don't know why you were scared of that. Especially when it's a family business, right? It's a family owned sanitation business or whatever the case is. So shout out to y'all for that. And he does very well for himself financially. Okay, on top of the other things that he's into. So I'm here for it. He also said he has a hard time, or at least he's afraid of not being accepted as a whole. And I think a lot of that may go back to his mama leaving him and then his stepmom exiting out of his life as well. I don't know how that's gonna play out, if it's gonna show up at a later time, but we shall see. They getting ready for wedding day, and when I tell y'all, I've never met a person or seen a person in my life whose first name is Violent. That's what Belle's mama's name is, Violent, not Violet. violent. But I'm sure she's telling people the end is silent. Cause I sure will be telling folks that end that you see right there, that's a silent end. It's violent, not violent. It's crazy. Yo, this is so funny to me because Felipe, when I tell y'all Tori was a stunning bride, she was. And when I tell you she took his breath away, it was hilarious because he didn't know what the hell to say. Yeah, while you over here talking about all these different women be running up and you trying to talk to you and you get hollered at every day. They wasn't coming in there looking like Tori. I'm screaming. Okay. I love his reaction to her. It's hilarious. Go ahead, girl. Hey y'all, I may be tripping. I may be tripping, child. Give me I can't am I tripping? Why does Mecca Daddy look familiar? Am I tripping? I feel like was Mecca Daddy ever on Love is Blind or something? And somebody else's dad showing up to because I don't think Mecca was on Love is Blind. Mecca got siblings, so was his sibling on Love is Blind? That daddy look familiar, baby. I don't know. Is that the daddy that had the issue with the ex mom? I can't remember. Somebody let me know if I'm tripping and if Mecca daddy is a familiar person. Because looking at Mecca's face kind of looked familiar just a tad bit too, you know? But not that I've seen him on television before, but that he may look like somebody. Was they on Married at First Sight before, or was it on Love is Blind? Help your girl out. Now it's time for Belle and Mecca to go ahead and get married, okay? So Mecca asked the grandmama, as a woman, what would she want from her groom or whatnot? And she says open communication. And he was like, oh, communication is something that I struggle with. And then he goes into talking about if she doesn't like him. And then the dad is like, well, if she don't like you, think about what the worst could happen. It is what it is. And just think about everybody else that does like you and care about you and support you and stuff, right? So yeah, he's worried about that. And the fact that he's worried about that, it's like, Mecca, you are very handsome. You got a great personality. It appears you're a working man. It might be some things about you that a woman really, really likes. I'm a little confused, like, childhood did a number on you. So we'll see how this is gonna play out. Okay. But either way, Belle says that she will not be kissing this man at all. She said on the first day, she was like, I don't know you like that. You getting a cheek from me. It's giving, okay, right here. She said it's very sacred for her. Meanwhile, you go over here to Mecca and him talking to his dad. His dad's like, so are y'all going to do a kiss or what? He was like, I don't know. We're going to read the room on that. Daddy said, listen, if she give you the cheek, it ain't it. She ain't interested. But if she give you the tongue, she sprung. I said, boy, stop. Daddy is a player and been a player. That's what's really going on. Whole time, grandma is like, no, that's not what that means. She's just being cautious. And I'm like, y'all better listen to this woman. Y'all better listen to this wise woman standing right here. You understand? So Mecca comes out, y'all. When Mecca comes down the aisle, I feel away because Mecca came all the way out there. He dapping up his family, and I feel like he didn't really acknowledge Belle's family. I feel away until he got up there. He's like, "Hey, how y'all doing? Whatever, whatever." I'm like, "You could have said something to them when you was walking down." And she doesn't have a lot of family that's over there on her side, right? But he could have said something when she was, when he saw the family. But either way. It is what it is, honey. He greeted them. It was given a little awkward. So I hope it doesn't continue to be awkward. And when they showed us his sister, I'm like, why is people's siblings looking like the person they about to go and marry? I don't know what that is about. Beautiful woman that Belle is, very beautiful girl. She looked really nice. I'm just loving the weddings, y'all. Let's get back into it. Yo, y'all, Mecca family is all right with me, okay? It's a bunch of straight jokesters, okay? His daddy's name is Logic. I don't think I caught that in the beginning, but anywho, okay. Miss Man was hot and bothered when she saw Mecca. She's like, oh my God, Jesus help me. I'm screaming. I'm screaming. I love how they just got the people laughing. I'm liking this. I'm hoping this works out. I'm slick rooting for these two here. I'm not gonna hold you. The only thing that I will say though about Mecca, you seem to be a bit insecure. That you have to work on that? Okay, I need you to realize and know who you are, and I hope you find that out very soon. In addition to that, I like that you're silly, you're goofy, you're a jokester, but I hope that you know when to turn it on and when the hell to turn it off. Okay, because you might annoy the hell out of my girl Belle Jolie. I just want you to know that. Okay. So it's time for Marissa and Adam to go ahead and get married, child. First of all, the fact that they got these two at the very end of the episode makes me feel like we in for a doozy already, right? So one of the gifts that she also gave to him was a shot of whiskey. He like, I don't drink. So that's gonna be an issue we're gonna have to talk about. So he says that he wants to retire at the age of 40. And in order for him to do that, he can't be up here drinking and doing all of this stuff that she do. He can't be on that type of time. And okay, so they're gonna have to talk about that. His friend's girlfriend decided to walk him down the aisle since his parents won't be there, as well as his sister nor his grandma. They like, I ain't got nothing to do with that, okay? She's getting ready to walk down the damn aisle, y'all, and she stops right in her damn tracks, and she's like, I know him. Child, he wasn't gonna give it away, it seems, to act like he knew her or anything. But I would love to know, how did y'all know each other? And I hope that she not cool with the girl that you had on the phone that you had to sit up there and turn down or something like that. What if that was the case? I don't know. We're gonna find out in the next episode. But what if the girl that he had to call and turn down was somebody that she probably was cool with or knew, and then now they're married? That would be some messy shit. Okay. But I'm interested in knowing how they know each other. Did they date before? Did she used to date one of his friends? Did they just used to work together? What is it? I don't know. But leave your thoughts and comments down below on this review of Married at First Sight, honey. I cannot wait to hear what y'all had to say. All right. Leave it down below. I am Jamie. That's me. Subscribe to the channel. Like the video. I'll catch y'all in the next one. Bye.
How we get up, just call back, right back.